Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Takia Lambituni Rahim. Pavilion was constructed in 2014 at Bukit Bintang, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and it was officially opened to the visitor on 20 September 2007. The shopping mall involved 2 blocks of service apartment, 1 office blocks, and 5-star hotel, and also premier shopping center. This property consists of 2.25 million square feet with over 700 outlets. It was developed by Urus Harta Cemerlang KL, Sdn Bhd, and it owned by Pavilion M Trustee Berhad for Pavilion Red, and their target market was shoppers in Malaysia. Our company mission firstly is to provide customer outstanding service and unforgettable experience in every single visit, and second is to be the main mall that create joy, engaging and eco-friendly shopping mall for every family and children across nation, and lastly to provide tenant with a great management and service by our team. Now we're moving on to the vision. Firstly is our vision is to operate a world-class shopping mall by giving our workers the greatest training sources and responsibly assist a large segment of the household, resulting to the infinite experience to our client. And second, to establish a premium lifestyle destination and spread joy across nation by giving them a wonderful shopping experiences.
Assalamualaikum, I am Muhammad Hakimi bin Muhammad Kasim.
The pavilion also has 8 areas and 2,500 bays with the 3-story underground car park. Security features include 235 uniformed security guards and auxiliary police, 419 CCTV, and 313 panic buttons in the event of any emergency. Financial analysis. As for the financial analysis of the pavilion, there is a percentage difference between 2018 and 2019 in certain aspects. The difference in gross revenue show an increase from 2018 to 2019 of 5.47%, while net property income also show an increase with a difference of RM397, which is 0.11%. As for the distribute income, the table shows a decrease of negative 3.12%, which in 2018 is RM200,066,598 and 2019 is RM200,058 and 278. Income per unit also showed a decrease of negative 9.15%, which is 9.15 cent in 2018 and 8.68 cent in 2019, followed by the division of unit also decreased by negative 3.19% with a difference of 0.28 cent in 2018 and no 2019, while the distribution result based on price on 31 December showed a decrease of negative 8.79%, which is 5.35% in 2018 and 4.88% in 2019. For the management expenditure ratio show an increase of 4.82%, followed by investment properties also increased by 0.34% with a difference of RM20,000. For the total asset value show a slight decrease of negative 0.01%, but for the net asset value also show an increase of 0.04%, and finally the gearing ratio also show an increase of 0.44% in 2018 and 2019.
Hi, my name is Akira and I will be explaining about market analysis. At December 2019, the cosmopolitan Klang Valley, which is covering Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya and Selangor, has 276 number of shopping malls with a total net area around 78 million square feet. There are many competitors in the same area as Pavilion KL, which is Suria KLCC, One Utama Shopping Center, Sunway Pyramid, Mid Valley and The Gardens. These competitors had their own strength in attracting customers to keep them coming and buy goods from their shopping center. However, as the rental rate increases, it was hard to retain the current tenants and to seek a reliable tenant for the empty lots in a long term. Some of the shopping centers need to reduce their rental rate and offer longer pre-rent period to the tenant in order to make them stay. Besides, the commercial sector will continue to be challenging as the economic growth predicted to be slow in 2020 due to the pandemic of COVID-19.
Hi, my name is Nur Atira binti Nur Azhar. Building maintenance is a process which a building held functional for the use and the benefit of the user at a predetermined standard. The objective of the building maintenance is to retain a building condition as far as possible and providing a good appearance for the building so that it can serve its purpose effectively. There are 4 common issues in building maintenance, which is controlling costs, cracks, soil settlement, and emergency response and safety. The first one is controlling costs. A facility manager usually find themselves having a problem to maintain a consistent service delivery under the pressure to do more or less. The second one is crack. Crack happen due to the difference of plastering thickness on such a structure and bonding factor that hold the brick to the column or the beam. Soil settlement. Soil settlement is the downward motion of the soil when a load added to it. The load raises the vertical effective stress on the soil and turn to increase the vertical stress on the soil. The last one is emergency response and safety. Emergency response and safety used to avoid a threat to an organization existence, property, profitability, and viability.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Amira and today I will be explaining about the 4 main strategies that a property manager can apply for building maintenance depending on the situation. First is the corrective maintenance, or also referred as the unplanned maintenance. This is the simplest type of maintenance strategies where element in a building is used until it breaks down. It covers activities including replacement or repair element that fail to the point it cannot perform its function. Next is the preventive maintenance, or may also referred as the time-based maintenance. It is the scheduled maintenance to help in keeping the machinery up and running, minimizing unforeseen downtime, and also reducing costs from accidental failure of equipment. The advantage of this type of maintenance is that compared to corrective maintenance, it can be planned ahead and performed when it's convenient to avoid sudden failure of any equipment. The third one is condition-based maintenance, a concept that recognizes change in condition or performance of an item from normal to abnormal. Maintenance task is determined by efficiently monitoring buildings elements such as wall and floor, and also service equipment such as the boiler or pumps to identify element or equipment requires maintenance before major failure occurs. And lastly is the risk-based maintenance. It prioritizes maintenance resources towards assets that carry the most risk if they were to fail. It determines the economical use of maintenance resources and optimizes to reduce any risk of a failure.